Hi, I'm John from TMG Yachts. Welcome to another walkthrough. Today we're super excited. We're here on Sydney Harbour and we're going to be having a look through the Prestige 460 flybridge. Of course, flybridge is the segment that Prestige has been leading and still do lead worldwide from 40 to 80 feet. Today it's going to be really nice to show you all the features of this boat. Quite similar to if you've been watching our walkthroughs, we did a walkthrough of a 460S, which is the sedan version. So some similar features, but today really excited to show you this and show you the flybridge and how it all works. I guess after 30 years of building boats in France, they've got it right, you know, in a lot of ways. So we'll have a look at a lot of really clever features on board and show you through, and I hope you enjoy it. Starting at the back of the boat, we have the optional hydraulic platform. So obviously you can have your dinghy on here on chocks. This owner has a beautiful dinghy with an electric engine. It lowers it down into the water, very easy, launch it, and then again when you're coming back on, very easy to put the dinghy back on. A lot of our clients will have it at water level for the kids, so it's more like a beach for swimming on and swimming off, and just a great place to hang out. So it's a big platform, big duckboard, and from here you've got the ability to use the beach galley. So the beach galley is a really popular option on the Prestige to cross the range, and we find it just works really well. So we have our guests and friends in the cockpit, we have people swimming, you can be barbecuing away, you've got a sink, and it's just keeps the smoke from inside the boat, but it's that sort of outdoor living which Aussies really love, and it works really nicely. Okay, let's have a look on board. See, safety first. We have these gates on the back which open like this and then close, so you're nice and safe with little ones or dogs or pets, whatnot on board. And you enter into this really nice cockpit area. So lovely seating, really nice thick upholstery. It's all weatherproof, of course. It weathers very nicely, so it lasts beautifully. And then here we are sitting in the cockpit area. This table goes down, so it can have an infill, so you can have this all as sunbathing, or we can have it as an area for having dining outside. So when we're sitting here, it's a lovely place to be. Of course, Australia is very nice and sunny all the time, but we don't always like the sun. What Prestige do really nicely is they've got an integrated sunshade here which extends out and then back on a switch here, so remotely, and it's something that I think everyone will want on board this boat. Right, let's go and have a look up on the flybridge and see what it's got to offer. Okay, so as we come up to the flybridge, nice and easy, lots of handholds as we're coming up here. This particular boat's got the really nice hardtop, so it's an option if you want it. A lot of people will. It's really solid structure, and it's got these LED lights integrated into it for the evening, so it works really, really nicely. It's a good layout up here. You've got an area for people to be sort of away from the driving of the boat, somewhere to sit and relax, generally in shade. And then to the right of the helm station, we've got a lot of area here where we can sunbathe and relax, and next to the helmsperson, so that works well. You can see why Prestige have led the way when it comes to the flybridge concept. You know, they've made so many of these boats for so long. They've taken all the feedback from all the owners over the years, and I think what comes of that is a really practical space. They're using every inch of space on the flybridge in a clever way. Seating, you know, you could have easily 10 people around here, another couple of people here, or 3 kids, and even 2 people at the helm if you wanted to. So there's a lot of space up here for entertaining. Of course, down on the bow in the cockpit, they are very much entertainers' boats, and I think for the environment in Australia, perfect. You know, a day out on Sydney Harbour, on the river in Perth, across to Rottnest, you know, heading up to the Whitsundays if you want to, stopping off on the way, or just a day up on Pittwater. You know, it's really well suited for that as a family or as an entertaining boat. 46 feet, so it's certainly very manageable, but you can get a lot of people on board. We'll talk about the layout later, but in fact on this boat you can have it configured so you can have up to 9 people sleeping on the boat through the night if that's what you want. And so, you know, it means that it's a boat where you can go away with 2 families and have a weekend or a week or time on the Whitsundays and really entertain people in a really nice way. Before we head inside, I just want to show you quickly the access to the engine room, and you can see the 2 Volvo IPS engines quite clearly. So just from here, nice and easy, you've got ladders going down, and lots of space either side to have a look at those. So we've got the Volvo IPS engines, the IPS 500s, D6s, provide plenty of grunt on this boat. You can go to one size up if you want to, but we found, using this boat, that it's plenty. As you step inside, it's really interesting. Prestige talk about the art de vivre, which is the art of living, and they develop a boat like this alongside Garrone Design. So Camillo Garrone, who you'll see in one of our other videos interviewed, is the Italian mind behind the design in the vessel, and he works in concert with the product team at the factory to work for many years developing a range of boats with the same concepts and then rolling that out and delivering it. So it then, with such forethought, comes a really clever, really well thought out, ergonomically sensible vessel. So as where we are now, I'm here at a galley with lots of preparation space, induction cooktop. It connects the outside and it connects the dining inside, so it works really nicely in this position. There's lots of storage, just as a space that has had a lot of thought put into it. You can see yourself really preparing nice meals for everybody. Full-size refrigeration, so we have a freezer compartment here and then refrigeration in here, and then you've got remote switching for your batteries. You have a remote for all of your accessories on board the vessel, so that's all very simple but works, and I think that one of the things that Prestige are very proud of is reliability. You want that when you're there with your family, you're out on the boat, you're out at sea, you want reliability, you want to know and be confident in a manufacturer that's been building boats for a long time, and that's what you get with Prestige, and I think that's why it's such a popular brand out here. So here we are, we're in the saloon. I think a sense of how it feels is important, and it feels really nice. You feel very much indoor-outdoor because of all this glass all the way around. It's full height glass, so you've got these incredible panoramic views wherever you look. Of course, we're on a berth at the moment, but if you're out on anchor, it just gets better from here. All of these are closable, so the blinds can come down and you can make it in an evening a really nice place to be. This is a multifunction table, so it can go down, it can come up to dining level, be a coffee table. It can have an infill, so this can be all used for relaxing, perhaps when you're watching TV of an evening. And then it flips around here and then can open up, come higher, so then you have it as a nice area for dining. The sum of all things on these boats, all the finishes on any boat, is what really gives you the feel when you're getting on board. So how does a boat feel when you get on board? Super important. Is it feeling like a home away from home, or is it feeling a little bit sterile and you're not comfortable? And what Prestige do, whether it's through the stitching, the upholstery, the woods that they use, they spend a lot of time with interior designers making sure that that feeling for you is absolutely right when you get on board. And so you can see how that then turns out. Important too on a boat like this is a feeling of openness and space. So I've got a lot of space above me here. I'm quite a tall person. So to be on board, you're not feeling like you're crouched down. You're feeling like you're in a very open space on this boat. This is the 2-cabin version of the Prestige 460 Flybridge. What that gives you is a full beam master underneath where we are now. What that means is you have to have the floor raised slightly in order that you've got enough space down there. But even having done that, they very cleverly have given you enough space here, which is not the case when you look at other boats on the market at the moment. So that's a really nice point for Prestige. As well as the full beam master, we do have a beautiful cabin forward, which could also be thought of as a master cabin. It's really nice. There's 2 heads down there, each with separate showers, and we'll have a look at those in a moment. One thing that I alluded to on the Flybridge was that you can have this boat sleeping 9 people. So this can go down, as we've spoken about, and you can have a double bed sleeping here. We'll have a look at the back. There's a very clever crew quarters. On this boat is actually storage, but it can be used for crew and a separate head there. So another person sleeping back there. So you've got 2, 3, 4, 5 in the forward bow, so you've got 5 there. And then what they do then is they split up the full beam master, and they have 2 double cabins on either side. So you get an incredible 46-footer was sleeping for 9 people, and certainly plenty of space for people to relax and be in their own space, even when you have that many on board to entertain. So let's talk a little bit about the IPS. Prestige were one of the first companies in the world to pioneer this technology. They've stuck with it. Everyone else seems to have followed in their wake, and it works. The new generation just is faultless. It's something we're very proud to offer on Prestiges from 46 almost all the way through the range. What it means is an integrated system. So you've got all the way from your joystick, your autopilot, your controls down to the drivetrain. It's all one, all part of Volvo's system, and it works really nicely. So when you're coming into a berth like this, it's really nice to have two-hand here, the joystick, so it just makes life easier. And I think that when technology advances, and it is at such a great pace at the moment, we're no longer, you look at an old airplane, in the cockpit of an old airplane, and it's so, there's so many controls, it's so complicated. Whereas now if you look at a modern plane or even, coming to a boat, everything is simple. So there's not many buttons. It's all very intuitive across the screens. It means that you don't need to be an electrical engineer in order to control and understand a boat like this. It just is very good. It's intuitive. Steering is here, throttles are here, and off we go. In terms of air, there's obviously a lot of light in here. We have a lot of air circulation through air conditioning, so air conditioning throughout the vessel, and generator, of course, to run that when you're out and about off the dock. But there's a lot of natural light and a lot of natural air, so we have the patio doors at the back that open up, which is great. We've got hatches throughout the vessel. From here at the helm, electric button here opens up the window. Now that's nice actually for different things really. It's a great thing to have here, just to have the breeze coming in and from the helm, but also if you want to communicate to people that are taking lines from you, just open that up and everything can be done from in here. There is an option on the 460 to have this very joystick also in the cockpit, so you can actually, if you want to be parking the vessel in a spot like this, you can be standing at the back, controlling it from the joystick and having your communications from there. Let's have a look at the accommodation downstairs. Heading down, we come straight into the VIP guest cabin, which if you've got the double cabins amidships, then this would be your master cabin. To my right is the day head, so your guests are going to be using this. It's the most accessible. And then in here where we'll look in a moment is a separate head, shower and the master cabin. So we're in the VIP cabin. You saw the day head. In the evening, that day head can be locked from that side, and then it can become the ensuite here from the VIP cabin, so you can access that directly. Lots of storage as always, really nice leather finishing, stainless steel pop buttons. Open it up, and on this side, nice feeling, it feels lovely. Again, as every Prestige, it's beautifully finished. You've got the inlaid LED lights, huge bed with a pelmet around the side. You don't really see fiberglass, you just see nicely finished areas wherever you look. So it gives, again, that feeling of being at home in a luxury environment, and Prestige do it really well. Okay, so we're going to move down into, on this boat, what is the master, the full beam master stateroom. And as we do, we'll pass the ensuite for the master. So separate head, shower, beautiful finishes, lovely sink, lots of storage, ventilation and light. Come through. Okay, so here we are into the master cabin, and what a cabin it is. Full beam, huge windows across the sides with opening portholes, of course curtains, blinds that come down. It's it's a king size bed and it's nice. It's a place where you can hang out. You've got the TV, mirror, more storage behind that mirror. It's quite a quiet spot. You're in the middle of the boat, so you're going to be at the bottom and the middle, so you're less chance of noise from water slapping, and quite a stable place to be when you're sleeping at night time. Before we head up onto the main deck and onto the bow, I just wanted to point out again this sort of the head height that you get here. It's a feeling of space that gives you. By necessity, there are areas where it needs to be slightly lower above the bed, but you can still sit up more than easily on that bed, so that's great function of the bed. But yeah, just for getting changed and hanging out in this cabin, it's got a lot of space, which is lovely. Finally, on this tour of this lovely 460, we'll head up the side of the boat. Lots of grab holds on both sides, which is always reassuring and nice. And here we are, the other entertaining area on board this boat. It's great. These obviously come up, so you can have them at different levels for sunbathing, but when you're moving along or with your just relaxing, this is a great spot to be on the boat. Okay, having a look at the anchor setup here, all very strong and solid, ready to go. It's got a Delta anchor out the front there. There's an option of that as a stainless steel anchor if you want. On the port side in the bow here, that's all for storage, so you might want to store your fenders up there. On the starboard side is where all your anchor chain runs to, and that's where you've got your remote control for your anchor. So often people will like to be up here guiding the person on the helm as to where the anchor's laying, and using the remote control to bring it up. Alternatively, of course, we do have remote controls for the anchor windlass at the helm station, so it can be a one-man job if you've got a bit of experience at that. So that wraps it up really. Thanks for being with us on the 460 Flybridge from Prestige Motor Yachts. It's been a pleasure to show you through the boat. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.